In this video, we're going to show you how to replace a master cylinder on your Chevy Silverado 2500. This is going to be located in the engine bay and behind all four wheels. Let's get started. Remove your cap, and on your cap it'll usually tell you which fluid we're going to use. In our case it's going to be DOT3. Using a fluid extractor, we're going to remove all of the old fluid from the master cylinder. Be sure you don't drop any of this fluid on your paint. It is corrosive. Repeat this process until all of the fluid is removed. Using a pick, we're going to remove the connector from our master cylinder. We're going to get up under the tab and pop it open. Pop the tab open and remove the connector. When I was going under there, I was going under, pushing back, and then pulling the connector back. Using a 14mm wrench, we're going to remove the two lines off of our master cylinder. Remove the line from the master cylinder. There might be some fluid that comes out of here, so if you have a small cup or apparatus, put it under the master cylinder to catch the fluid. If not, you can put some rags down there. Do the same thing on the back one. Remove the rear line as well. Using a 1/2-inch wrench, we're going to hold the bolt while we use a 15mm wrench to break the nut free. These are going to be the mounting bolts for our master cylinder. Using a 15mm wrench, we're going to break the nut free and remove it on the other side. If your stud doesn't spin, you don't need to put a wrench on it. If it does, you will. Remove the nut. We're going to remove our master cylinder. Using a clean rag, we're going to go in and clean all of the gunk out. We have our master cylinder set up here on a bench. We have these fittings with hoses going into our reservoir, and this is going to help us bench bleed our master cylinder. With our hoses set up, we're going to fill our master cylinder. With our master cylinder filled, we're going to use a pushing device. I'm going to use a screwdriver. And we're going to push and we're going to actuate the master cylinder. When we do this, the fluid is going to run through our hoses back into the reservoir. And we want to do this until we have nice clear fluid with no bubbles circulating through both of our hoses. Continue this process until you have no bubbles. And ours is looking pretty good right now. Now we're ready to take this over to the vehicle. Install the master cylinder. Get the nuts started. Do the same thing on the other side. Snug down the nuts. Snug the nuts down on both sides. Torque the nuts to 27 foot-pounds. We're going to remove our plastic fittings with our lines. When we do this, we are going to try and quickly put on our brake line. The fluid will start to come out. I'm going to have a rag under my master cylinder. When you remove this plastic line, be sure that the top hose is not still in it, since it will start to bleed the top. Get the line started by hand and snug it down. Get the line nice and snug, but not fully tight yet. Do the same thing on the front hose. Get that front line snug. Have your assistant hop in the car, and we're going to bleed our master cylinder. To do this, You're going to have them pump up on the brake pedal 4 to 5 times and hold. And then we'll crack the line free. Let the fluid come out until your assistant says floor, and that'll be when the pedal is on the floor. Then we can close that line back up and go ahead again. And we want to repeat this process until we have no bubbles coming out. We'll move on to our front line now and repeat that same process. We had a lot of air right there. Go ahead. And we still have a bit of air in that line, so we're going to continue this a few more times. Torque the fittings to 18 foot-pounds. If you can't get a torque wrench on them, do the best you can. Install the cap onto the master cylinder and install the connector on the side. Line it up. Push until you hear a click. If you don't, give it a pull. Make sure it's locked on. We're now going to go through and perform a 4-wheel manual brake bleed. We're going to start our manual brake bleed on the right rear wheel, and then we're going to move to the left rear wheel. Our next position will be on the right front, and then the left front will be our last wheel. In between the two axles, we're going to come to our master cylinder and top it off. We're going to start on our right rear wheel. We're going to remove our bleeder cap. We're going to install a 10mm wrench around our bleeder, and we're going to use a bottle with a hose, and we're going to attach that to the end of our bleeder. We're going to have our assistant hop into the vehicle, and they're going to pump up the brake pedal 5 to 7 times, and then they're going to hold the pedal. They'll let you know you're holding it. You'll crack the bleeder free. Once their pedal hits the floor, they'll let you know, and at that point we can close our bleeder, and they can take their foot off the pedal, and we can repeat the process. Perfect. Go ahead and pump again. We're going to repeat this process until we have nice clean fluid with no bubbles coming out of our hose. And there we had nice clean fluid with no bubbles come into our hose. So we can remove our bleeder bottle, remove our wrench. Use a clean rag with some parts cleaner and clean up the area for any mess you made. Install the bleeder cap. And now we'll move on to the left rear wheel. Once we complete that wheel, we'll go up to our master, top it off, and then we'll see you at the right front wheel. Remove the master cylinder cap and top off the master cylinder. Reinstall the cap. Install a bleeder bottle onto the caliper. You're going to use a 10mm wrench on the bleeder screw. If you have a cap, remove it now and install the bleeder bottle. Have your assistant pump up the brakes. And there we have that nice clean fluid with no bubbles. We'll snug up our bleeder screw. Remove that bleeder bottle. Remove the wrench. Use a clean rag and clean up the area if you made a mess. You could use some parts cleaner if needed. And reinstall your bleeder cap if you have it. We'll move to our next position, which will be the left front, and then we'll finish on our right front wheel. Remove the master cylinder cap and top off the master cylinder. Reinstall the cap. Now that we're done our manual brake bleed, hop into the vehicle, pump up the brake pedal, and make sure you have a good feel to it. If you don't, go around and repeat this process until you do. Torque the wheels to 140 foot-pounds in a star pattern, and you're good to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.